Welcome back to part 2 of Dynamic Bible by Peter Hahn. So part 2 is study of bugs. And as I said in the part 1, I haven't done anything here because I'm just genuinely I'm working in the section I want to work in. But if you have it, you could do whatever you want, honestly. And I'm not a big bug person. I don't like bugs, bro. So yeah, I've been avoiding this one for sure. So this flip through is probably gonna go a little faster because I really haven't studied much from this section, but you can kind of get the idea of what he's trying to show you. Everything can be broken down into shapes. And then he brings back the texture and the hatching and the surface texture in these images. Even the circle to kind of zoom in on what he's doing. So he's starting to put everything he showed us in the first part, he's starting to put it together here. Which you can tell, I mean, it's it's obvious, it's just learning how to do it. I think it's the challenge. Now, if you watch one of his live, he did kind of went over this page. So I recommend just checking out his YouTube channel where all his live videos are. Lots and lots of gems in there for sure. Yeah, I had to cover. I had to cover that. I'm not a fan. So, like that. And he shows us how to get this effect, I guess, here. That is just, man, talented, bro. So dope. So now we got like effects, which if you're into comics like I am, this is, or even illustration, this is really dope. Like these effects here, you can see it kind of has like a comic book vibe to it, or manga vibe. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But yeah, this is just really dope, man. So, for one of his live, he did say like try to focus on when he's breaking down, and instead of like this is what this. So it's just like I said, I watched a lot of his live videos. So he talks about this book a lot, and then sometimes he's just, he's just naturally just going over stuff. And now we're in the last part, which is automobiles. Now, I have a theory, which I don't know is true, but I think he went with these old-fashioned cars because they're naturally blocky, which would be easier to kind of draw in perspective, when you're new to it. So I have not made my way to this because this is where I feel like you really have to know what you're doing, or at least have a better understanding of perspective and proportions as well. So this one is a little intimidating for me, especially since I'm not ready for this page, and I know that, so. And so here he brings up perspective again. This is 5-point perspective right here. I really love how he calls this the call outs, but he brings all the texture and all the stuff he's been doing from the first core book, first page, the first section. And then look at this detail. It's just so dope. It's so dope. And then we go back to like the perspective, will and perspective. That's where this comes back into play. Effects again. Hatching the movement. It's just, oh, so this is like, this gives me a comic feel. So this. I love this page. This page is dope. He told us how to show us to push the effects. Man, I just think this is so dope. So then he shows us the regular model. So this is, because I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is 2020 GT 500, and this is a 2017 Jeep Wrangler, which is my favorite. And then he shows us that the GT here. This is a Porsche GT3 right here. But what you focus on this. Like, he's kind of showing us how he does it. I just think it's dope, you know. Then he gives us this beautiful illustration. I like this one though. I like both of them, but this one is just really dope to me. And then lastly, study from films, which, you know, if you're doing comics or anything, even, it don't matter what you're trying to draw. I think studying from films is still a way to go. So this is dope. And then it kind of gives us a hint for the next volume, which he did say is still coming. And then we got a drawing he did. This is a sketch from 2003 as a student. Now, a new version of this has some worksheets in the back. This one does not. So, or whatever version that was. And that was the book review for artists by an artist. And I appreciate you guys stepping into Mary's Corner. I hope you guys have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. And I'll catch y'all in another one. Thank y'all for the support. I appreciate it. And I'm out.